Yeah, welcome to the next video tutorial on Python. Today we are going to discuss something called functions in Python. So what is a function? How do we make use of functions in Python? We'll see. Okay. So if you look at what is function, is a group of statements that together performs a specific task. So if you want to do a particular task with a group of statements, we'll keep all these group of statements in one block or suite and we'll name it. That is called as function. And every function will have some name and it might take some parameters or arguments. Okay, so what are these parameters or arguments? The values that we are passing to this function are called as arguments or parameters. And after passing values or to this parameters or through parameters or arguments to the function, it might return a value or might not return a value. That depends upon the logic that you want to implement. Sometimes a function might return a value, otherwise might not return a value. So that is depends upon our requirement. We go for returning or skipping the return value. It's your wish. Okay. And if you want to return a value, then we have to use return keyword in function. Okay. When you're writing function definition, return keyword is must. Okay. But even though I wrote return value, return keyword, but I'm not returning any value. This is also might happen in Python. Okay. If you see other languages like C, C++, Java, so when a function is returning a value, then only we write return statement. If function is not returning any value, we need not write return keyword in a function definition. But in Python, where the function is returning a value or not returning a value, both the cases you can use return keyword inside the function definition. Now let's see how to define a function. We have a syntax. So def keyword is used to define a function. Def is for function definition. Space function name is your choice. You can give whatever you want. Within brackets, we pass some arguments. Argument 1, 2, 3, and so on. Bracket close and colon is a syntax that we have to follow. And you write a number of statements. Statement 1, 2, 3, n statements you can write. Finally, we write return statement. So here return I wrote that's all. I am not returning any value. Sometimes if you want to return a value after return, give a space and then you can specify which value you wanted to return from a function. Okay. So what are the benefits of functions? If you see, if you go for functions, your program will follow, something called modular approach. So you are dividing the whole code of your project into modules, and those modules are nothing but a collection of functions. We write a set of functions together and we call them as a module. Later on, we'll discuss how to create a module and how to import the module in our program. I'll tell you. But right now, we are talking about this. Okay, how to work with functions. Later on, we'll see. Okay, and then advantages, other advantages of functions means if you write function once, you can call it for n number of times. Okay, so that we can save memory. So reusability of the code. So only one time we are writing, but you are calling many times. This is the major advantage of functions. Now let's see how to write a function. So functions can be implemented sometimes with arguments, sometimes without arguments. So this example is completely without any arguments. Just we are defining a function without any parameters or arguments, and we are calling it. So how to define? Def space hello. Def is the keyword. Hello is your function name. Can be your name also, no problem. Open close parentheses and colon. Is that be? The function syntax I followed and I didn't write anything inside the parentheses. That means what? It doesn't have any parameters. And then print hello world. So this function is going to print hello world. That's all. That is the job of this function. Now how to call it? Go to the next statement, which is equal to this indentation of def hello, and then call this hello. But if you write hello in this lane like print, then it will not be called. So we need to take care of this indentation, proper indentation. Then call hello. Whenever you call this hello, it jumps to this function body and execute all the statements of the function called hello. Of course, we have only one statement inside it, so this will be printed. After that, writing return statement is optional in this case because we are not returning any value. Even if you write, it doesn't bother. Okay, both are absolutely same. So let me show you practically. Let's go to PyCharm and then we'll see how to do this. Okay. So now what I'm showing, function without parameters and without return value. We are not returning any value without return value. No parameters, no return value. Like this, we can write functions. So what I'm saying, def space function name hello. Function is ready. What I'm writing, body, only one statement or many statements, your wish. I'm writing only one. That is something like hello world. I say hello. Okay. Function definition is over. Now I'm going to call this function. How to call? Hello. So this is what definition. Okay, definition function, or we can call it as in a simple words, body of the function, definition of function. So line number 3 and 4 are called as function definition or function body. Okay, and then calling function. How to call this? Call hello. Hello function I'm calling with the following line. What is that? Just hello, open close brackets. That's all. Now let's run it. Right click, run demo 76. See the put in the bottom. We have hello world on. Very simple. But where is return statement? Can I return here? Of course, I can write return keyword, no problem. Return. That's all empty because I'm not returning any value right now. Okay. So now let's run it. We will not find any difference between previous and this one. So what are we running now? We are not returning anything. So nothing. Okay. But we can write return statement, though we are not returning value. But if you go look at other languages like C, C++, Java, if you write return, you have to say some value. It might be integer or a string or float or whatever. You have to pass some value. Then only it is valid in other languages. But in Python, though you're not returning any value, you may write return keyword or you may skip it. Okay. So completely optional. This point we need to remember. What are we returning now? Nothing. So this point we need to remember. Okay. Yeah. So this is the basic example of writing function. Is it clear, guys? Yeah. Any doubts in this, ma? Yes, ma. I didn't get. Come again? Mm. No, 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 no. If you don't call, you will not get output. Huh? See, I'm commenting this. Let's run it. What is the output? Nothing. So the function is defined, but it is not yet called. So you won't get this. This is not a normal program. Now, if you write print outside, hello world, then it will be printed. But where did I write this? I wrote in a function called hello. So until unless if you don't call, you will not get output. See now I am uncommented. Now you'll be getting it. Got it? Huh? So this is writing body. So what is the behavior of function? We are specifying inside a function definition. Then how to call that behavior? By calling the function. Okay. So yeah, we write only one time this hello, but we call it for many times. For example, I want to call this 5 times. So what I do, I write like this. For I in range of 5. 5 times I wanted to call. So what I said, hello. Okay. So now let's run it. The hello will be called 5 times. See the output now? So in this way, you can call one function for many times. Got it? Huh? So writing body only once, but you are calling many times. Yes, ma'am. Yes. Yeah. Return is not returning anything right now. Okay. In future, if you are returning some values, like suppose I'm passing two integers to the function has to return sum of two numbers or product of two numbers, something like that. Then you have to write return statement. In this case, Whether you write return or you are not writing return, it is absolutely same. That is what I told you. Okay, so return statement is optional when you are not returning any value, but when you are returning a value you have to write return keyword. Okay, yeah, so this is completely optional in this case. I'm commenting this, you get same out, absolutely same. Got it, huh? So right now return is completely optional, and you may not write it, you can skip it directly, you can write it like this. Okay, but when you go to upcoming examples, we are taking some parameters and we have to return something. In that case return is compulsory. Right now return is optional because our duty is just to print something. We are not returning hello world here, so completely optional in this case. Whether you write or whether you skip, both are absolutely same. Okay, yeah, let's see the next now. Yeah, now with arguments or with parameters. Okay, so what I'm doing this time also, we are not returning value but we are passing some argument or parameter. So what I'm saying, def hello one. Hello one is my function name. Name I'm taking as a parameter, and name is completely optional. You can give X or Y or whatever you want. But because I'm wishing a person with a hello, that is the reason. Hello one I said, or hello function name can be anything, name, and then I'm writing print hello comma name, concatenation, or you can use plus also, no problem. So hello and then name I'm giving. So whatever value he's passing, that I want to concatenate with hello. So you know how to call? This time we have to pass some parameter name. Say hello Prakash. Then when you are passing this hello, previously, sorry, hello one we need to give here. Hello one Prakash means previously I was writing like just hello empty. But this time I'm passing some value Prakash. So this Prakash will go to this function and it will be stored in name variable. Then I'm concatenating hello along with this name together. So the output is hello Prakash. Is it clear, guys? So this is called as function with arguments. So let's see practically. We'll go to new Python file. That is demo 77 underscore function with or let us say function 2, function with parameter or argument. Argument or parameter, both are same. So what I'm saying, def is the keyword that we have to give. So function name hello one, and here I'm writing name. Name is my parameter name or argument name. Okay. So what I'm saying, print hello. Beside that, I want to print the name concatenation, or you can use plus also, no problem. Okay. Return is optional, so that I'm not writing. Now, how do I call? Hello one. If I call like this, see what is going to happen. Previously, I was calling hello open close parentheses. Now also I'm trying to do the same. See what is happening? You're getting an error. What is this? Type error. Hello one missing one required positional argument name. So name argument is required. So you have to pass parameter now. You cannot call empty. This is what we need to understand. So if you pass any parameter name, that is by default required parameter. What is required parameter? You have to pass the value to the function when you're calling it. So now what I'm giving, double quotes, I'm giving my name as Prakash, I'm giving, then I'm calling it. So this is what calling a function, calling hello one. Okay. And this is said to be body. Let's run it and see. Now see the output, hello Prakash. Okay. So I'm calling the function by passing parameter or argument. I'm passing some value at the time of calling function. So can I pass two arguments? Why not? You can pass two. Suppose I'm passing first name and last name, and I want to print full name together. So absolutely possible. You can do that. Okay. Yeah. Any doubts in this, ma? This time also there is no return value. We are passing an argument or a parameter to function. Just it is calling the function, and at the time of calling I'm passing parameters. The parameter whichever I passed will go to this function definition, and hello followed by name will be concatenated together. Can use plus or something, whatever. Okay. Let's see similar example, but this time I'm taking two parameters. Okay. So let me write here as well. the next instead of going to other program. So I'm writing a function with two parameters. Okay, def, I said function name is full name, taking two parameters now. First underscore name, comma, last underscore name. I'm taking two parameters, colon. Then what I'm saying, print full name, okay, plus concatenated by first name plus last name, okay, or you can give comma also, no problem, okay, but you will get without any space. Now let me call this function now. So how do we call full name? Here I'm passing two names, two parameters now. I have to pass to Surya, comma, double quotes, some name Prakash. Okay, first name and last name. Let's run it and check it out. Run it. Full name Surya Prakash, but we don't have a space between two. So how do I give a space? You have to go to the function body and give a space here. Give a plus so that you'll get a space between two words. Now let's run it and see. You'll get a space, so a space full name. So like this, I can pass parameters to functions. It might be one parameter or two parameters. It's up to you. What type of parameters you want to pass, either they are strings or integers or float values, whatever you want, you can pass. It's completely of your choice. So here calling function. Any doubts in this, ma? So take an first example with only one parameter, name. Just I concatenated with hello with comma or plus, it's up to you. Then I called this, I went to the second function called full name where I'm taking two parameters, first underscore name and last underscore name. I concatenated two of them with space. Okay, so that I got in a good format. See the output now. First function is just concatenating hello and Prakash, and this is first name and last name. I'm printing as full name. Okay, like this we can work with functions with arguments. See the next example now. Yeah, see this. This is also with the two arguments, but this time I'm taking numbers. Okay. Def someone some num1 num2 two parameters, print sum is num1 plus num2. I'm adding two of them and I'm printing like this. Sum of 11 comma 22. So you'll get 33. This is also without return values. Okay. Passing with two parameters without return value. So let me show you this also in the next example. So till now we have seen only string parameters. Now we are going to integer parameters. But we are not mentioning the type of parameter, whether it is integer or float or double. We are not mentioning. So that point is important to remember. Function 3. Okay. Again, passing two integer parameters, integers to function and print sum of two. Okay. So def function name can be sum or whatever. Num1 comma num2 two integer parameters. Of course, we need not specify the type. Then what I'm saying, print sum is comma num1 plus num2. Both I'm adding together and I'm printing. Now how to call sum of 11 comma 22. So 11 will be passed to num1, 22 will be passed to num2, and you'll be getting 33 as the result. Let's check it out. Right click, run demo 78. See the output. Sum is 33. Is it clear, guys? So previously I was passing what you call strings, but now I'm passing integers. Okay, since we are not mentioning size, you can pass anything. Okay, yeah. Now we'll go to the next example where we are talking about default parameters. This is a little bit new and important as well, because sometimes we'll get errors due to missing some important parameters. Okay, there are different types of parameters. The first way is required parameters. That is what I've shown you earlier. Like hello function I wrote with name. If you're not passing name, I was getting error. That is said to be required parameters. But right now, what I'm talking about are default parameters, which are optional parameters. So, def registration, I'm passing name is equal to Prakash, course is equal to Python. Print name is registered for course. So, in place of name, what value will be printed? Prakash will be printed. Is registered for what? Python course. So, Prakash is registered for Python course. That is the output. When you call this registration function, you'll get output like this. Prakash is registered for Python. Though you're not passing any parameter, this observation is important. So I just called registration function without passing any values to name and course. Since these are default parameters, they have some default values called Prakash and Python. So you are getting the values together. These are to be default parameters calling. I didn't pass. Next case, I passed registration within a single course. I passed Surya. So I passed only first parameter. So Surya is equal to, so name is equal to Surya. If I don't pass, Prakash will be there. Now I'm passing Surya na, so that will be replaced. So the output is Surya is registered for course. I didn't pass na, so default parameter. Since it is default, you'll get the default value as Python. So Surya is registered for Python. But this won't apply when you are doing reverse. For example, I want to pass some other course name and I want Prakash automatically. So you can't give comma and you can't pass like that. You'll get an error. In that case, you need to specify the next parameter. If it is other than first parameter, remaining parameters you have to specify parameter name explicitly. This is called as with keyword argument. So when you are passing function, you can call with the default parameters or with required parameters or with keyword arguments. What is this keyword argument? Registration course is equal to Java. Because I want to pass second parameter. I want to call value or pass value to second. Java I want to pass. But name is Prakash only, same student, but joining for many courses. So course is equal to Java. So that you have to specify. So this is called as keyword argument in function. Now I didn't pass name now, so you'll get Prakash as default parameter value. Prakash is registered for Java. Java course I'm explicitly passing. This is called as keyword arguments. Okay, let's see this practically now. Registration function with the default parameters. Okay, let's go to this now. PyCharm, create a new file and see what is going to happen when you create a default function with the default parameters. Okay, function 4 I said. So what I'm saying, function with the default parameters. So what I'm saying, def registration or any other name you want, you can give it. Registration is my function name, and I'm giving name of the student as something like Swami, I said, and then course is equal to Python. Okay, this is what I'm giving. These are default parameters. So what I'm saying, printer name is you can give double quotes or single quote, registered for which course, that name I'm giving course. Okay, for Python. So you'll get Swami registered for Python and you have to give colon at the end. Just syntax. Now let's try to call it. The first way to call, calling function without parameters. I'm not passing any parameters, but we have parameters. But then why are you not passing? Since they are having default values, so optional parameter. These are said to be optional. You may pass or you may not pass. If you pass, whatever you pass will be overwritten with these values. These Swami will be overwritten with the value you are passing. And if you pass Java, this will be overwritten. If you don't pass anything, then default values will come into picture. So I'm calling registration function now by without passing anything. Just I'm calling simply without parameter. See the output now. Swami is registered for Python. Got it? Huh? Yeah, in this way you can call with the default parameters. If a function is having default parameters, then you can call in the first way. Second way, calling with the first parameter. I'm passing first parameter. So what is the first parameter? Name I'm changing. Okay. So I said something like registration again. This time I'm giving as Steven. Okay, I'm not giving a course name. Okay, only one parameter, first parameter I'm passing. Now call it. See the output. Steven is registered for Python. See, already name is equal to Swami is given at the time of defining. But since I passed the first parameter as a argument in a value, so that existing default value is overwritten by Steven, and you got Steven is registered for Python. Clear, guys? But same thing will not be applied for second parameter. This is what important. Only for the first parameter it is okay. But when you are trying to call this for second parameter, like calling with the second parameter, actually second parameter is not possible. Suppose, in my opinion, name is Swami only, but you wanted to join for Java. So can I give like this? So what is meant by comma in this name in this context? Comma means first name Swami should come, followed by Java. So that is what my expectation, but it won't accept. See, it is showing error. Remove the comma. Let's run it. It will take this Java right now syntactically no error, but Java will not be passed to course parameter. It will pass to name parameter. So Java is registered for Python, like that you will be getting output, which is invalid in our case. See the output now? The last line, Java is registered. So it is not taking Java as a course name, it is taking as a person name or student name. So what to do? We have to use a keyword parameter or keyword arguments. Keyword argument or parameter. So how to do this? You need to say course is equal to, so then only it works. See now it is showing like a keyword. Course is equal to. Now it's perfect. Let's run it and check it out. See the output in the bottom? Swami is registered for Java. So it is clearly understood that the value which is passed here as Java is nothing but a course name. So second parameter or third parameter or fourth, whatever it is, you need not follow any sequence while you're giving this keyword arguments. So for whichever parameter you're passing, that parameter name is equal to the value what you wanted to pass. These two we need to get. Is it clear, guys? Any doubts in this, ma? Please type your queries in chat so that I can see and reply. The first model, first line number 6, what I'm doing, I'm not passing any values to this function called registration, though we have parameters. So when you have parameters, how can I skip them? Since they are default parameters and I've given some default values to it, I can skip it. I need not call it. So when you pass function or when you call a function without parameters, if you have default parameters, those will come into picture. So Swami is registered for course, we got it for the first line. Let's see the output. The first line is Swami is registered for Python. Second line, I passed registration with the name Steven. First parameter. So Steven is registered for Python. Second parameter is automatically taken by Python as Python itself, course value as Python. Third situation, if you pass like my intention is to pass Java, the name should be Swami only. So then you cannot pass with comma or by skipping something. The first one, you have to write the second parameter name is equal to value. This is called as keyword argument. So this point is important to understand. Any doubts in this, ma? Is it clear, everybody? Yeah, written is optional, ma. Yeah, we are not returning anything here. Okay, this is what we have done till now. So we have seen what is this required parameters in previous slide, previous example. These are default parameters. Third one is keyword arguments or keyword parameters. Okay. Next model is something like when you don't know the number of parameters passed, how to do. Okay. That we'll see some more examples here in this slide. Def show details, name, comma. See when you have three parameters, how to do. So def show details, name, comma, school is equal to DPS, comma, yesterday is equal to fifth standard, Delhi Public School, DPS I said. Name, student name. So here out of this, two are default parameters. Name is only required parameter. Okay. So here I'm using required parameters and default parameters, both together in one function. Of course, it is absolutely fine. You can pass it. And then see what I'm calling now. Name is studying in school standard. So when you call show details function with name is equal to Surya because it's compulsory. And then what happens? Surya will be passed to name. Since these are default parameters, you'll get DPS and fifth automatically. So the output is Surya is studying in DPS in fifth standard or something like that. Same way, show details of name equal to John, comma, STD is equal to 8. So I'm passing only standard 8. DPS I'm not passing. So since DPS, school name DPS is default, you'll get the same automatically. So John is studying okay in DPS 8th standard or reverse. You can write it in reverse 8th standard in DPS like that. It's your wish. Okay. So next time I'm passing name and standard. Okay. A school name will come or school name and you can pass standard as optional. Your wish. You can pass like anything. You can swap like anything. But see this error. School equal to Oak Ridge, I said. Comma STD is equal to ninth. Can I say like this? No. Error. Because what is this here? Name is a required parameter. But you forgot to pass name. You are passing school value as Oak Ridge and standard is ninth. But you forgot to pass the very important parameter called required parameter called name. So you have to pass it. So this point is very, very important while working with required parameters and default parameters. So simple words, what we can say, default parameters are optional parameters. You may skip or you may overwrite it. Okay. But coming to required parameter, you have to pass. So this point is very, very clear to remember. And interviews, they'll ask you how many types of parameters are there in functions in Python. You have to say number one, required parameters, which forces you to pass value. Number two, default parameters. You may pass or you may skip the value, no issue. When you skip the value, whatever the default value that you have given at the time of defining function, that will be passed. Okay, and then keyword arguments, third way. So keyword arguments means you need to specify the function parameter name followed by the value so that you can give the specific value to specific parameter in whichever order you want. Okay, yeah, I think I need not show this practically. Is it clear, guys? Okay, so required parameter is must to pass. Optional parameters are completely, I mean, default parameters are optional. You may pass or you may skip it. Okay. Yeah, please have a screenshot of this slide, ma, so that you can practice at home when you are doing it. Take a screenshot in your mobile and practice. Okay. Shall I go to next now? Yeah, go to the next. Yeah, fine. That's good. Now we are going to see something called function with variable number of arguments. This is very interesting. So when you don't know the number of arguments to be passed in a function, how to do? This is the best example to understand. Okay. See, student exam, I have a function called student exam. So student exam, I wrote def S small letter. Can I give S capital letter? No problem. It's your wish. You can give S capital letter or a small letter. Function name is completely of your choice. And within brackets, I'm passing name is a required parameter, comma star marks. This is also required. But what is the star denotes? Star denotes n number of arguments. In the sense, variable number of arguments. You can pass two values or 10 values or 8 values, n number of values. Because the number of marks are different from student to student. Na? For BTech first year student marks are different, second year student marks are different, fourth year students number of subjects are different. So when the number of subjects are different, I need not write so many functions for four subjects, one function, 10 subjects, one other function. Like that, I can't write so many function definition. Na? So in that case, Python giving you flexibility to write only one function, which gives answer to many subjects. So you know what I'm saying? Star marks. Print student name, I'm printing it. Print marks, I'm printing. Print total. How to print total? Comma, sum of marks. So this marks contains a list of values. So all these will be added together because sum is a built-in function. We have some function and len function which are already there in Python. So I'm using it, sum of marks. Total will be printed. Then I want average. Sum of marks by len of marks. Len means how many are there, how many you have passed. Four subjects marks, for example. So total divided by four subjects. You'll be getting average. Simple. And student exam I'm calling now. With single quote Surya, comma, four subjects, or you if you pass four subjects, divided by four will be calculated. Three subjects divided by three will be calculated. So very much comfortable. See the example output. Surya, student name Surya we got, and marks you got like this, and then we have total and average. So in this way we can write function with variable number of arguments. So let us see this example now practically. Yeah, we'll go to PyCharm, say 80 demo 80 underscore function 5. So now function with variable number of arguments. Okay. So in the sense, unknown number of arguments. When you don't know how many the user is going to pass me, this is the best way to do. Okay. Def student exam, like that I'm writing function. What I'm writing, name of the student, comma star marks, because I don't know how many he or she is going to pass. So that I said marks with star preceded by star. Okay. And now what I'm saying, print first, let me print student name, comma name value, and then marks. So marks, comma marks value. And then I need to print total marks now. So you can use either single quotes or double quotes, total, comma sum of marks. Okay, you'll get sum of marks automatically. And then average. What is this average? AVG or average, you can give it up to you. Sum of marks by len of marks. Okay, yeah. Now let's call it auto call student exam. Then brackets, I'm passing some name now. Where is Rahul here? Rahul is absent today. Rahul and I am giving some marks. 80, comma, 90, comma, 71 I said. So that we'll get some decimal points. Okay. So let's right click and run it. See the output now? Student name Rahul and marks 80, comma, 90, comma, 71, total 241 divided by three subjects, 80.33. Average also we got. But when you see the code, it's very easy to write. This is the flexibility of Python. Look at other languages, you need to do a little bit more job. I mean, lengthy coding compared with this Python. Since we have flexibility, you're doing with the simple stuff. Okay. Yeah. Any doubts in this, ma? So name, single parameter, and that too required parameter, of course. Star, if any, wherever you see star means you have a flexibility of passing n number of parameters. You can pass 2, 3, n. Depends upon the number of subjects in your class you can pass. Okay, first year subjects may be different, or sem by sem the marks, number of subjects may be vary. You can pass those subjects values with comma separated values. Automatically, all the three will be passed to the marks, and then it is calculating. Marks tuple is generating automatically. See the round brackets. We see round brackets means it is generating tuple, and the values are passed. And I said sum of marks total and sum of marks by len of marks. The average is also ready. So very simple and easy to understand. Is it clear, guys? Any doubts, ma? Yeah, that's good. That's good. Let me see anything is pending in functions. Yeah, return statement. So now we'll see return statement and then we'll stop it for today. Last example. What is this return statement? Is used to return a value from a function. So if we wanted to return a value compulsory, then we have to go for return statement. See now, def sum of a comma b, two parameters. What I'm saying here, return a plus b. So when you're returning it, you have to store the return value in a variable. So for that reason, res is equal to sum of 10 comma 20. So I'm passing 10, 20 to some function, It will return this 10, 20. I mean, 10 will go to A and 20 will go to B. Return A plus B. 30 will come and that is getting stored in res variable. Now I'm printing the result as res. Okay? Yeah. So let me show you this example now. We'll go to Python, create a next one 81. So that is demo 81, where I'm returning function 6 with return keyword. Function with return value and with arguments as well. I'm passing arguments also. So def sum function name int like num1 num2 or ab you can give, it's up to you. What I'm saying, return num1 plus num2. To return, I'm using return statement. You have to return two values in this case. So the function is returning two values. So you have to catch them. The return value should be stored somewhere. How to take? So let us take res result is equal to sum of, I'm passing some values 100 comma 200. So the 100 comma 200 will be passed to this function. 100 will pass to num1, 200 will be passed to num2, num1 plus num2. So 100 plus 200, 300 will come back and is getting stored in res. Now you have to print res. So what I'm saying, sum is, and then comma res value I wanted to print beside this. Now let's run it and see. The output you can see as sum is 300. No, boss, I don't want to use this res variable, but I wanted to print this sum. What to do? There is another way. This is the first way with res variable. I'm commenting these two lines. Second way is directly I'm calling this print function. Inside this, sum is, and then here I'm calling this sum function. Sum of 11 and 22. Just run it now. See the output? We'll get 33. There is no res variable. So I don't want to waste my time directly. I want to call means you can pass like this. Print message, whatever you want is completely optional, comma, some function I'm passing inside print function. But this is what the important thing you need to remember. Some two parameters. So here the two values will go there. The return value will come and print beside this comma. This is what happening automatically without taking extra variable called res. Okay. Yeah. In which case we go for return statement. Suppose I need to return a value to somebody, some other function or some other module where I need to catch that value and I need to do some validation. For example, if the sum is even number, then only I want to print. If that is odd number, I don't want to print. Then I will write a condition. If res equal to res mod 2 equal to 0, then print it else, or you need not write else because you don't want to print it if it is odd. So in that case, we can go for returning a value compulsorily. So whether you want to return a value or you want to just print the value of some sum of two numbers is up to you. Okay, that depends upon the context. We'll go either we are returning or we are not returning. Is it clear, guys? And you need to try the same example with the product of two numbers. How to print return the product of two numbers. And if the product is odd or something, then only print it. Like that, you can do the task. Okay. Yeah. Any doubts from today's session, ma? We're closing the session now. Let me know. Yes. Yeah. In Python, we need not specify because even when you're writing variable names, also we are not mentioning, na. We're not mentioning any type. Directly equal to 10, b equal to 20, we are writing. Same way, the parameters also are universal. Okay. So we can pass float value as well. You know, here I'm passing the next is, sum is I'm passing 1.3 and 2.4, something like that. Now run it again. I'll get float value as well. So polymorphism successfully implemented in Python. Only one function called A, but I can pass different type of values. See, if I pass strings, what happens? Any issue with the strings? Yeah, concatenation will be done. Suppose I'm passing first name and last name here as two parameters. Okay. What's your name, ma? Initial? B Ravali. So B, and I'm passing Ravali. Two parameters. See now, both will be concatenated together or give a space here. Here itself I'm giving space because it won't give you space. That's the reason. See now, full name is B Ravali. See, I passed three types of parameter. First, I pass two integers, same body is working. Next, I pass two float values, same body is working. Finally, I pass two strings, that is perfectly working. This is called as polymorphism. Different way of passing different values and passing to one function. This is a good feature of Python, which is implemented by default. But if you want to do the same job in Java or C++, we have to write you know three function bodies. Three times. Yeah, we need to pass three times. Or we need to go for templates. We have a templates concept in C++. In C, in Java is a different story. Okay, we have collections and all we need to use. Okay, yeah. So in this way, we can work with functions with return state. Any doubts in this, Ma? Closing this session now.